Alright, War Gamers, we're going to be moving on to Fast Attack. The first one on the list is the Storm Boys. This is my knob with a power claw. But I love Storm Boys. Not that many people use them. They're a little random, but they're a lot of fun. If you're going to take Storm Boys, I would do at minimum of 15. They have mob rule, so if they're tough to hit, and they're tough to really, you know, they're one of those units you got to take out quick, because if they get in close combat, they have the Hammer of Wrath. Most likely, if you're doing it right, you got a Power Claw or a Big Choppa. They can take out tanks pretty quick, and they can move up to 18 inches in their movement phase, and they can then assault again on top of that, so they can really move around quickly. Like I said, minimum of 15 of them. The Knob definitely has to take a boss pull. The mob roll, but it gets down. Surprisingly cheap at 12 points. The Knob gets pretty expensive, so 25, 35, 45, 47 points for just the Knob. Or no, yeah, 47 including boss pull. He gets pretty expensive, but you just kind of bury him in the mix and it works out. But I've seen a lot of people take 20 Storm Boys. It just helps. Additional 5 would be great. 15 I would say is the minimum. They have the Rocket Pack, which you roll a d6. On a 1, one of them just blows up and dies. Any other number, 2, well, even on the 1, you add that to 12, and that's how far you go. So if you roll a 6, you can move them 18 inches. You could essentially be assaulting someone first round. Most of the time you're about 24 inches away from the enemy, so you jump 18 up, and you only have to do a 6-inch charge, which is really nice. They do have a special character, Zagstruck. I do have the model. I have used him a couple times. He's actually pretty neat. He's a little on the pricey side. I would hope that they drop him. But he's double the points of a Knob with a Power Claw and a boss pull. And he actually comes down and you cannot shoot. Well, first of all, they stay in reserve. They come down. Alright, Boss Zagstruck. He's got a couple neat little rules. Number 1, when he's on the charge, he acts as having 2 Power Claws. His legs were taken off, and now he has 2 legs that were Power Claws. So he'll deep strike in, especially with the new deep strike rules, we can be a little more aggressive. That's nice. In 5th, he was kind of dangerous to have, but in 6th, it's actually pretty good. So you drop him down, all your Storm Boys, and if you assault that turn, which normally you can't, but with him he allows it. You can't shoot, but you can assault. He'll drop down, you lose D3 boys, and you can charge right on the inside. I've only had it successfully work once, but him by himself on the charge is really strong. He has 2 Power Claws. He has 4 attacks, 6 attacks on the charge, strength 9. That's pretty damn good. Also, he doesn't have a boss pull, but he does better than a boss pull. He just kills a guy and automatically passes the morale check. So it's nice to have that, especially if you have 15 to 20 of those Storm Boys. Plus he has an invulnerable, so, and a 4+ save, which in the Orc world is pretty rare. So I'll probably use him a little bit more in the future. Next are War Buggies. I've never used them, and I don't have the models for them. Maybe in the future it might work out, but right now they're very similar to the Def Copters, except they're not flying around, and they have armor. And with the new rules of armor, I would not use them. They're 10 armor all the way around. Ballistic skill 2. They have a cover save just like bikes. always, and they're just not very good. I mean, twin link big shooter, big deal. I mean, they're 30 points. You can take them in squadrons. I would never use them. Maybe in the future. You can upgrade them to Scorches, but unless it becomes a torrent weapon, which hopefully it does, you just have to be so close, and I just don't see it. If it was a torrent weapon where you could shoot 12 inches and then flame with strength 5, I could see a squadron of these working out really well, especially with this like hovering up behind like a battle wagon with a mech and a custom force field. Just have them just in line behind the battle wagon so you can't even see them. And then just have them come out, flame, and then maybe even flame with your battle wagon full of burners or something. Moving on, Warbikers. I have 3 Warbikers, rarely ever use them because you need a lot of them. They're 25 points, they're relatively cheap. It's always good to have a knob with a boss pole, big chop, power claw, same as the knob bikers. They're a little on the pricey side. They're a little on the pricey side. I don't really use them. They are toughness 5 on the instant death, which is nice. They have 2 wounds. Their attacks are just the same as any other boy. They're just on a bike. And they have a pretty decent gun. They have the Dakka gun, which is where all the Dakka comes from. So I haven't used them too much. Maybe you can leave a comment how you've worked out. I've come to find that if you have an orc army, you've either gone bikes or you haven't at all touched bikes. So it's up to you. Personally, I don't use them. The next one is the Death Copter. So this is magnetized. This is for a client. So these break all the time. So it's nice. Death Copters are completely reborn in 6th edition, I believe. Even though they don't make the models anymore, which they might come out with new models or just get rid of them altogether. I hope not, because they're really good. 35 points, 10 points for twin link rockets. I would say 80% of the time you're going to include a twin link rockets. They can do scout, they can do where they come from the sides, the names, I just forgot the name. And twin link rockets, strength 8, AP 3. Their ballistic skill is garbage, just like any orc, because it's a boy. But twin linked, at least you got that. And they're very quick. They move 12 inches. They have a number of different little fun little rules of like bombs and blasts. For it would be great against cultists and other weak units like Tyranids and things. They drop a bomb wherever they move during the movement phase, and it's I think it's a strength. I want to say it's a strength 3 or strength 4. Big blasts, and it only deviates 1. 1 scatter dice, which is pretty good. So the move 6, no big deal. Custom Mega Blaster, I rarely ever use custom Mega Blasters because 1, gets hot. 2, it's usually it's pretty expensive, and it's only 5 or 6, just like the rocket. I wouldn't really use it. You're spending a lot of points for something to hit 33% of the time. And with that being said, most of the time you're probably not going to hit anything. Or it's an orc. You're going to end up killing yourself and blowing yourself up. Big Boom is those the bombs I'm talking about. Kind of neat. I like it. Every once in a while I'll use it. Good on troops, nothing on vehicles. Buzzsaw, essentially a power claw for the guys. It doubles their strength. So their strength 7 on the charge, which is pretty decent against Imperial Guard, or to kind of just tie things up. They do move really quickly, so if you had a squad of, I would either run, alright, first of all, most of the time for your fast attack, you barely have anything in your fast attack with Orcs. If you do Storm Boys, you got 2 other fast attack choices. I would do either 2 of 2 or 2 of 1 copters, just a copter by itself. Or if you didn't do the Storm Boys, I would do 3 independent copters to just fly around and wreak havoc as 3 separate targets. So they're going to have to waste 3 squads shooting at these little anti-tank vehicles. Plus, with Overwatch nowadays, you send in this guy to his death, let them burn up their Overwatch, and then you send in your boys. Especially against the new Tau and new Eldar. Send this guy in, and he'll die, or hopefully, I mean, he is toughness 5, and he'll absorb the whole Overwatch, and then have all your boys and whoever else going in there. Also, his toughness is solid 5 now, so it's going to take a 10 to actually strength 10 hit to insta kill him, which is a big deal now in 6th edition. Before it was a melt-a-gun and he was dead. Now he can absorb a melt-a-gun, and he has 2 wounds. So toughness 5, 2 wounds, pretty good. He has a leadership though. So the reason why I would do 3 independent is if the guy dies, you don't have to worry about leadership anyways. Other than that, I would roll 4. See, most of the time I either run 2s or 1s. So, I mean, I really wouldn't... Only 1 battle report recently did I actually kit out 1 group of 4 and 1 group of 5 just because I have 9 copters. I wanted to see how they did. They did pretty horrible. They couldn't hit anything. I think I rolled 28 shots and only got 1 hit out of a 5 and 6. But that's just the bad dice. And last but not least is the Dakka jet. Or the Orc flyer. I think this is the best flyer model that's out there right now. I would say number 2 would be the Imperial Guard. There's many variations, but they all look the same. Imperial Guard one. But let me know, what's your favorite? I mean, the Necron's okay, it's just a croissant on a stand, really. But, alright, so the Orc Bomber. There's 3 variations. There's the Dakka jet, the Burna Bomber, and the Blitz Bomber. The Dakka jet is 110 points. Auto include the additional Super Shooter. You have to. So it's 120 points. Is ballistic skills 2, but you get a +1 ballistic skill when you're shooting against pretty much anything on the ground. And when you call a WOG, you get double the shots. So you have 2 twin link, you get 3 twin link super shooters. So 3 times 3 is 9, so you get 18 twin linked strength 6 hits. That's nuts. I don't know how that got past quality control, but it did, and that's amazing. And most people use Dakka jets as the variant. This one's actually modified to where you can actually do all of them. And I'm making another one for one of our clients. The Burna Bomber, I keep in mind I haven't used the Burna Bomber or the Blitz Bomber, but the Burna Bomber is 125 points, a little on the pricey side. It comes with 2 twin link big shooters, twin link big shooter, twin link super shooter, and 2 Burna Bombs, and you can actually take a number of different Scorch'em missiles. These are just blast templates, and they're pretty good. They sound pretty good. The other variant that I want to try pretty soon just to see how it does is the Blitz Bomber. There's a whole chart of random things that Orcs can do on this, and it sounds pretty exciting. You can drop a strength 7 bomb, AP 4, and hits from a bomb. And it does an additional D6 when determining armor penetration, so that's pretty good. So it's like a melt-a-shot. A heavy 1 blast, Screaming Descent. So Screaming Descent is that random effect, and it could be that you crash or do a grate or shoot additional weapons. So, and this is all from that that White Dwarf magazine a while ago. I didn't get the book, but my dog got to it. They were chewing at it, and they also got to my Space Wolf Codex, so that's a bummer. So that's it for Fast Attack, a summary. I would go with the Storm Boys #1. Actually, no. The generalized realm of the game with Orks, I would say Def Copters #1. I would either do 2 separate groups, 1 and 1, to just kind of wreak havoc and just kind of move around and be annoying, maybe even hit those tanks, or start those assaults. So come out of either side, always. I would rarely ever start them on the board, unless you know for sure going first. And if you lose initiative, then they're just flat out dead. But if you scout forward and you can get to a tank and shoot it and blow it up, that would be great. And then start trying to assault something. Or get Line Breaker with them. They're a really good unit for Line Breaker. Very close second would be Storm Boys. They're just fun. Not that many people use them, but I love them. 15 of them, like I said. Third would be the Dakka Jet. I just don't like using flyers. I don't play too many people that use flyers, so I feel bad about using flyers against them. And not to mention 130 points, or 120 or 130 points, could probably be best used somewhere else. I mean, they pretty much have that log shot, and that's about it. If you want to be kind of a jerk and take like 2 or 3 of them, then I would auto-include at least 1 or 2 Weird Boys, so the potential of getting a second log. Other than that, we're going to be moving on to the heavy support. So I'll talk to you soon.